Hey guys, welcome to my getting ready for the red carpet tutorial here on Beauty Nomad. I've mentioned it in some of my previous videos, but if you're new to my channel, I'm doing a makeup tutorial in preparation for flying down under to attend the Australian version of the Academy Awards, as my partner's film has been nominated for 5 awards this year. We're really excited, but I also admit that I'm a bit nervous to walk the red carpet, so I've gone ahead and cooked up a couple of different makeup looks for the few different ceremonies there are. So this is just one of them, and this isn't the dress that I'm going to be wearing. I've actually been lent something by a local fashion designer from Melbourne, so look out for pics at the end of this video and on my Instagram jasba_s to see what it was. But for now, let's just jump into how I did this particular makeup look. So to begin, I'm actually using one of my older Stila palettes that I really love and taking some inspiration from their little suggested looks pamphlet that they include in the kit. But I'm going to go ahead and do my own interpretation on it because I want really big time red carpet glamour, and also because I find some of the colors don't show up as dark on me as they do on the white model in the picture, and I obviously have a darker skin tone. So for all my women of color out there, I find it's always helpful to add a darker cream base shade down on your lid before starting to build with powder colors to really get them to show up and stand up on your eyes if you're worried that they're going to turn out too light on you. So as you can see, I just colored my whole lid black with a generic black pencil liner and then blended it in with my finger both on my mobile lid and under the eye as well. Then on a flattish brush, I'm grabbing one of the lighter suggested colors and using that on the outer edges above my crease and right under my brow bone to create the light outer boundary for this smoky luster look, as they've called it. Next, I'm grabbing this sparkly shade called Luster and working that right into my crease to start creating a gradient from light to dark. The next step will be to grab the darkest color, in this case it's called Ebony, and I'm going to pat that right down on the mobile lid to really start to create contrast and drama. I also take that down right under the eye at the lash line. I break down the theory behind a smoky eye really extensively in this video here, so have a look at it if you want more details. I'll put the link in the description box as well. Okay, next I'm grabbing my bronzer, which is the Stila Stay All Day Bronzer in Dark, and grabbing some on a fluffy brush and working that over the boundary of the crease again. Because to be honest, as I was worrying about in the beginning, I didn't feel like the original Stila colors that I put down there were dark enough to really pop on my skin. And also by using a bronzer on the crease, it will marry into the contouring that I'll do on the rest of my face with this same shade of bronzer a little later. So that's good to set up that harmony right now. Now, on a clean fluffy brush, I'm grabbing this shimmery gold shade from my palette and just dusting that over my brow bone for a bit of a highlight. The key to making a smoky eye look really professional is lots of blending so that colors graduate from one to another really seamlessly and don't look choppy. So I'm just grabbing the brush that I was using for my crease work and blending everything through nicely at this point. Since I washed over the original Stila eyeshadow colors with my darker bronzer, I'm going to use this matte brown powder from another Stila palette just to dust into the crease again to really create a nice gradient. This is a red carpet look after all, and I want it to be perfect. Just a little tip for checking out your eyeshadow work. I find it's kind of helpful to tilt your head back and look down towards the mirror so that you can see your entire lid in one go without having to open your eye and look directly into the mirror and then kind of close your eye. It's just an easy way to continue working on the eyeshadow while you've still kind of got your eye half open. Next, I'm grabbing my Wet n Wild Mega Liner in black and just using that to give myself a movie star wing liner to help complete the eye. The last two steps are, of course, mascara. I'm using my Laura Mercier Extra Lash Sculpting Mascara in Black Onyx and giving my lashes a good coating. I don't really wear falsies, so I'm going to be giving this wand a really good wiggle to get some good curl definition and separation going on. I actually really like the wand on this mascara as I find it grips the lashes well and doesn't clump. And finally, even though I've just had my eyebrows threaded, I wanted a good, strong, defined brow for this look. So I'm filling in any gaps and making them a bit thicker so they really stand out on camera. Because you better believe that I'm going to take 1,000 selfies on the red carpet. I'll just line my waterline with a black pencil liner to really define my eyes too. How often do I get to go to the actors? So I might as well go all out. Okay, so with both eyes done, I'm finally ready to start on my skin. I'm using my Eve Lom Hydrating Primer as a base all over my skin. By the way, I did my eyes first in this look so I could clean up any fallout and correct under my eyes after the smoky eye process is done. So anyway, back to skin now. To create the perfect foundation, I'm going to be mixing my Maybelline Fit Me in 235, which is quite pink based, with this Laura Mercier Candle Glow Foundation in Dusk, which is a lot more yellow based. As I've just gotten back from a hot and sunny country, Cuba, to cold and snowy Canada, my skin tone is sort of between shades at the moment, so I have to customize my color. So I'm going to work this all over my skin and see how it goes. I think now that as I step back and look at my face as compared to my body, it looks a bit too light. So I'm going to be using a little squirt of this Liquid Light Foundation from Sunday Riley in a shade that's quite a bit darker than me, but because I'm tanned up at the moment, it's quite a thin formula, I think it's going to blend into the other two foundations pretty nicely. Yeah, perfect. So I'm really happy with that. I think it's a good tip that I like to give to my clients to always try out their foundations on their chest near their collarbone first. Step back and see how that compares with their face, because often people have a different color on their faces compared to their body, so that by matching out your foundation to your body, you can be really sure that your face will end up matching the rest of you. Okay, perfect. Now I'm grabbing this Revlon Color Stay Concealer in medium and working it under my eye. I just bought it yesterday for like 10 bucks at Walmart, and I'm really impressed. It's totally creamy, full coverage, though it does tend to set down kind of fast, so you need to work it in a bit quickly. But I think that's just because it's a long-lasting formula. I'm using a flat concealer brush to blend it out near my eyes, but I don't mind grabbing my flat foundation brush to help blend it into the foundation and onto my cheeks afterwards. Finally, to cover up any last blemishes that are still peeking through, I'm going in with my Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage Concealer in SC05 and spot correcting and then blending down by patting my flat foundation brush over the top. Since it still has remnants of the foundation color in it, it should blend all of these different colors in nicely. So that's the skin sorted, and I'm happy with how all the colors have blended in and matched up with my body. Now I'm grabbing the same Stila Stay All Day bronzer in dark and using that to start contouring some dimension onto my face. So around the edges of my face, under my cheekbones, under the jawbone, and down the sides of my nose. If you've been watching my makeup series from On the Road in Cuba, you know that this is a lot heavier contour than I would ever do in my day-to-day life, but this is strictly for a big event. Personally, I would not recommend this level of coverage or contrast for day-to-day makeup, but to each their own. I'm using the same foundation brush to clean up lines under the contour and really make it pop. Okay, next I'm grabbing this mineral bronzing powder from Laura Mercier, which I absolutely adore. It's called Warm Bronze, and it's such a gorgeous and glowy product. I'm just basically going to be using this as my blush because I want this whole look to be rather monochromatic on the skin. So the bronzer that I used before was really flat and matte, and it had no shimmer to it. So with this sitting over the top and pulled right over the apples of my cheeks, I should start to get a really nice glow. I even take some of it down my neck and dust them onto my collarbones so I get that good glow going on there, and it helps to match things up to my face. Back now with the same foundation brush to clean up under my cheekbones and a clean fluffy brush to just blend everything in. Again, I find the key to a really professional and almost airbrush looking makeup is to really take your time blending everything together so it harmonizes and looks the most natural. I don't like it when people are close to my face and they can see this thick layer of makeup, so I really like to spend my time working things together and blending them in. And now to set everything down and bring some diffused glow to my face, I'm using one of my holy grail products, the Hourglass Ambient Light Setting Powders. They're designed not only to help set down your makeup, but to give you a lit from within kind of glow in different shades. So it looks like you're in a sunset light, or in moonlight, or in candlelight. So I'm using this lightest shade to really brighten and contrast under my cheekbone, and also to set down my work on my forehead and my nose. I'm using that same setting powder on a fluffy eyeshadow brush to highlight down the center of my nose, draw some light to my cupid's bow, and even to set down my concealer. This powder never settles in lines or cakes, at least on my skin, which is a little bit more on the dry side, which is why I never really use setting powders to begin with. But this stuff is different. I can use it with confidence, knowing that even hours from now it won't cake. And I'll also use it to highlight the tops of my cheekbones. Oh God, look at that. Look how divine it is. I'm not even going to bother with another highlighter on top. I don't even think it's needed. Okay, sweet. Let's do a quick blend in and step back and check my work and see how everything's sitting together. I think this is a really important step that a lot of people forget to do when doing their makeup. Just take a minute, take a breath, see how everything's matching up, and adjust accordingly. So I'm going to just go ahead and bring some bronzer down my neck just to make sure everything's matching together nicely, because I did notice that it's gotten a bit darker on my face as compared to my neck. And I'm pretty happy with all of that, so it's time to finish up with lips. I'm using another Hourglass product. This is the lip liner in a shade called Canvas, I believe. I'll double check that and put it into the description box, just to line my lips and give myself the perfect canvas, as it were, for a nude lippy. So Hourglass is a really clever company, and they've made this perfect collection of nudes that suits every skin tone. So it goes from numbers 1 to 6, 1 being the palest, and I'm using number 5 or 6 here. Again, I'll double check that and put it in the description box. So they tend to be more yellow nude or pink nude, depending on the color, like the number of color, and you just have to check them all out to see what suits you. But as a general rule of thumb, if you have a more pink tone to your lips, I would go for a yellow or nude to cancel out the pink, and vice versa. It's quite a matte, dry finish, so just to finish off, I'm going to use this nude lip gloss from Makeup Forever, which I've had for yonks. I don't even think they make it anymore, but it's just the right color that I'm looking for my red carpet look. So I'm just going to slick a little bit of this over my lips with a concealer brush that's nice and flat, and it's also kind of a fat brush, so it'll pat down nicely over the lippy and help diffuse down the brightness as well. Alright, that's my makeup done, and now I just have to finish up with some accessories, which I need your help with. Okay, so which earrings do you think go better with this? Something full-on glam or something with a pop of color? I think I'm gonna have to go with the full-on glam. It is a red carpet after all, and I'm just playing around. I'm not actually gonna be wearing any of these things or this dress for the really glam look on the red carpet itself. The dress that I'm gonna be wearing is basically like a liquefied disco ball. It's made out of silver chainmail, so I don't think I'll actually need too much in the way of accessories. Here it is from on the day on the Academy Awards. It was so heavy. We needed to add a piece of chain just to cinch me into it from the back so it wouldn't be too heavy and fall off. And I chose to keep my hair really sleek and my earrings really small. So I think it worked out pretty well in the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and enjoyed getting ready for the red carpet with me. Stay tuned to my channel for another red carpet look that I put together as there were 2 ceremonies that I was attending and I just wanted to create makeup options for both. So I'll see you in my next video. Ciao for now. Bye!